You know the door is open. Don't be fooled. This opening won't last. If you hesitate, time will take care of closing it. What you call opportunity can quickly turn into yet another missed chance. Life presents choices. You observe. It offers new possibilities. You ponder. And meanwhile, the weariness continues. Unfulfilled promises, repeated cycles. The other acts, distances, ignores, resumes. You react, wait, justify, remain. It's a pattern you know well, and it repeats like a broken clock. You ask yourself, what if I lose this too? But the truth is, loss is already your constant companion. The bond only exists because you sustain it. There is no magic in hesitation. There is only the cost of staying. While you stand still, the opportunity fades. This isn't confusing. It's uncomfortable. If you don't enter now, you will be choosing the same weariness as always. And when the door closes, you will know it wasn't the lack of a chance, but your decision not to act. The reality has already been presented. The truth is that indecision has a price. You can feel its weight on your shoulders with every move you don't make. Each day drags on and you wonder, what could have been different? This question echoes like a reverberation in your mind, but inside, you know the answer doesn't come. It hides behind your choice to stay. Meanwhile, the other continues their game, acts as if time is infinite, as if you are always available. But the reality is quite different. The weariness is palpable. It resonates in the small things. An ignored message, an unreturned call. Each small gesture tells a silent story, the story of what's really happening. You observe this, you feel this. The days become weeks, the weeks become months, and with each new cycle, doubt settles in. What do you really expect? That something will change on its own? Life doesn't operate that way. Change requires action, and action requires decision. The pattern repeats. He distances himself, gives you crumbs, and you, in your quest for validation, adapt. You justify every mistake, every absence. You tell yourself there must be a reason, a hidden purpose, but that belief is only a band-aid over the wound. Your need for understanding becomes more painful than the reality before you. When someone truly cares, there's no room for uncertainties. There's no maybe or who knows. There is presence and commitment. And you? You find yourself fighting against the tide, trying to understand behavior that should be simple, but turns into a labyrinth with no way out. You don't need more answers. You need clarity. Every moment you don't act, every door you leave open is a choice, the choice for stagnation. And as you ponder, life moves on. Opportunities arise for others. They don't hesitate. They make decisions. You watch and wonder while you remain immobile, while everything around you changes. Unkept promises reveal who is truly by your side. Time does not forgive. It's a silent thief. It consumes your hopes without you realizing it. And when you finally do, what might have been only reflects in the shadows of what no longer exists. The other person has control, and you, in turn, are at their mercy. This is where responsibility becomes crucial. No one is holding your chains, you maintain them. No one is stopping your progress. You choose to stand still. And that choice is yours and yours alone. The bond persists because you feed this cycle. What you fear is not losing the other, but losing yourself. Looking back, you find yourself engulfed in a repetitive scenario. You think about how it all started. A look, a conversation, a touch. But now these memories have become a burden. You wonder if it was all worth it. If the promises were real or merely mirages in a desert of illusions. And now, while the door is still open, you must decide. Continue in this cycle, or break the inertia and choose a new path. There is no safety in waiting. The harsh reality is that the chance slips away like sand through fingers. Time is not an ally, but a silent adversary. With each passing day, the situation becomes less favorable. What will you do about it? Finally, the moment of truth arrives. Look into the eyes of your choice. Be honest with yourself. What do you really want? The comfort of familiarity, even though it's exhausting, or the possibility of something new, even if uncertain? This decision is yours, and yours alone. If you choose not to act, then accept the consequences. Life will move forward. What you consider love may turn into a prison, and the freedom you seek is only found in action. Change will not happen on its own. You will have to do it for yourself. So, look again at the door. Make your choice. After all, reality has been presented. What you decide from here on defines what your tomorrow will be. And remember, staying in the same place is also a decision. You find yourself on the edge of a decision, like a boat adrift. The wind blows, but you do not move. Others sail, and meanwhile, you watch the currents of the river of life carrying them. They move forward while you remain on the edge, picking up the crumbs of promises that will never materialize. It may seem that time is your ally, but it is a double-edged sword. The moments you let pass become shadows that haunt your mind. You count each day as a victory for survival, but the truth is that surviving is not living. Look around you. The walls you have built are made of justifications. They seem solid, but they are merely illusions. You have walled yourself in with your own fears. What if I try and fail? That is the question that echoes, but the answer is already clear. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of the journey. You condemn yourself to the same cycle because you fear movement. A movement that can lead to the unknown, that can break the chains you created yourself. The other person moved away. They made their choice. And you? What is yours? The connection you seek is not sustained by a thread of hope, but by the raw reality of reciprocity. When someone truly wants to be by your side, there is no uncertainty. There are no empty spaces that need answers. If only you could see this clearly. Time moves forward, and you remain standing, waiting for a sign that may never come. The waiting consumes your energy, and each fragment of hope you feed becomes a new burden. Expectations pile up like dust on the shelves of your mind. Each unfulfilled promise weighs more than the last. And now you find yourself trapped in an emotional maze, in a search for understanding that only brings more confusion. You try to decipher signals, interpret glances, build narratives that justify the absence. But what does that really bring? Just an endless cycle of frustration. Every time the phone doesn't ring, every unanswered message, it's like a blow. You internalize it. You allow each small neglect to shape your perception of value. What you forget is that value is not given. It is recognized. And where is the recognition here? When was the last time you heard, "I care"? Or was it always you who said it? Each unspoken word echoes like a cruel reminder that the relationship is one-sided. And deep down, that's the confirmation you feared. A choice must be made based on your understanding. While you wrestle with uncertainties, the other follows their path. They are not the villain of the story. They simply decided. And you can't blame them for that. What becomes clear is that the responsibility is entirely yours. It's difficult to accept that the change must come from you, that the key to your own freedom is in your hands. What you fear is not the loss of the other person, but the loss of the version of yourself you've grown accustomed to being. You don't want to face the stark truth that the choice to remain in this situation is yours. With each passing day, you feel the weight of stagnation. Opportunities fade like smoke, and the dreams you held dear become mirages. Life goes on and you stay still. Meanwhile, other people experience, make mistakes, learn and grow. What you truly fear is the successful journey of others. They take risks, knowing they might get hurt. And you remain anchored while life flows. What will happen when that door finally closes? The chance to discover new possibilities, new connections, new horizons. Something you'll never know if you don't decide to act. Remember, staying still doesn't preserve what you love. It doesn't wait for you. Just keep going. What you call love might turn into a prison. You carry it with you every day, like a weight that becomes part of who you are. The freedom you desire lies in action, in the courage to break the chains you created yourself. You need to face the dread of losing something that, in truth, never belonged to you. And that means looking inward, facing your own weaknesses, and confronting your fears. Don't let the fear of an uncertain future keep you tied to a past that doesn't bring happiness. Life is not made of guarantees, she is made of decisions. And the most important decision you can make right now is to choose which direction to follow. The opportunity is still there, but time is not on your side. Answer the call for change. Finally, allow that door to close behind you, making room for new realities. What you decide today shapes your tomorrow, and if you choose to remain in inertia, then accept that this is also a choice. The reality has already been presented. You observe the reflection of yourself while pondering. The image that presents itself is a worn-out version. Time has shaped your countenance, but not just from the passing days. Every choice unmade, every moment lost, carries a visible weight, and you feel this burden. Do you still remember the sparkle in your eyes, the hope that resided within you? Now what remains is an empty expectation. You try to remember what it was like to believe that things could be different, what it was like to feel free from bonds, but that has diluted in unfulfilled promises. In those minutes when the phone didn't ring and the absence turned into a deafening silence. Every message left unanswered brought an echo of uncertainties that reverberated in your mind, making you question your worth. This quest for acceptance has turned into a maze with no exit, and the truth is that the wait does more harm than you admit. You give in to the illusion that everything will resolve itself, that things will somehow magically align. That never happens. As you cling to this thought, the other person continues living. He moves forward and you remain paralyzed, allowing fear to define your choices. What are you really afraid of? Is it rejection? The pain of losing what no longer belongs to you? The cold reality is that what's at stake is you. What is slipping away are the opportunities to rediscover yourself, to allow yourself to love again, to break free from the dependencies that imprison you. Because yes, that freedom exists, but it requires action. Each day that passes without you making a move, each hesitation, is a missed opportunity. You watch others doing what you haven't done. They take risks, they rise, and they allow themselves to fail. Growth is not about continuous success, but about learning from stumbles. They don't fear uncertainty because they understand that each step is a possibility. While you struggle against this specter of insecurity, life goes on. What you consider safe is actually not a shelter. It's a prison, and the key to this cell is in your hands. No one can make you act. Only you can set yourself free. You need to look inward, without a mask, without illusions. And when you do, what do you see? Fear, guilt, the pain of unrequited love? Notice that these emotions do not define who you are. They are reactions to what you decided to accept. Every particle of resistance that you hold onto only strengthens the chain that limits you. Do you have the courage to break this cycle? To step off the shore and enter a new space? Every question lingering in your mind calls for an answer. No more excuses, no more waiting. Decide. You are not alone in this journey. Other souls are also dealing with their internal battles. Some go further, others remain. What sets them apart is the decision to move forward. Silence the voices that bring doubt. Allow yourself to dream again. Dream of new possibilities. Of different paths. What you have lost was meant to be part of your story, but it doesn't define your future. Look at the doors around you. They open, but you need to take the first step. While you hesitate, others make decisions. They seize opportunities, and as frightening as it might seem, they prioritize their own needs. The feeling of control is liberating. That is the difference between moving forward or staying stuck in the past. The reality has already been presented. The choice is yours. And every day you opt for inertia, life takes away your chances. Reflect on this. Do you want to carry with you the regrets or the courage of having tried? The echoes of your past decisions should not shape your future actions. Transcend the pain. Recognize that the love you seek must reflect reciprocity, not dependence. Do not be deceived by the warmth of memories that have no substance. Do not lock yourself in a past that no longer serves you. Victory is not about permanence, but about evolution. And to evolve, you need to move forward. What do you desire deep in your soul? What makes your heart beat? This is the compass that should guide your next decisions. When you finally decide to close that door, know that another will open. It will not be a closure, but a transition. The freedom you seek is not found in someone else, but within yourself. Look to the future, not with fear, but with hope, with the determination to be true to yourself. And when you take the first step, you will feel the fresh breeze of change. This breeze will clear the clouds of indecision, leaving room for new beginnings. Remember, life waits for no one, and with each day that you hesitate, another passes and becomes part of what could have been. The doors will always be available, but you need to be the one who decides to walk through them. Only you can write your story, and while reality is before you, do not hesitate. The choice is clear and time is precious. What you decide today will shape the tomorrow you so long for. Now is the time. Reality has already been presented.